I have a call on the Tesla in the newsletter today to, as an idea, long over yesterday's high, stop under today's low. Reason being is that I'm saying if this was the bottom, this is going to be the higher low. This was a shakeout, basically. So we'll see if this pans out, but I'm assuming the market bottomed, and I'm assuming we're higher to about here in the market, in Tesla, whatever, whatever names you want to use, the SPY, the Qs. To tell you the truth, I picked up 2,500 shares of Tesla. So I mean, I have a huge position. When I looked at it, it was $692,000 worth of Tesla. So it's a do or die for me on Tesla. So we'll see what that does. When Derek was going over the Mag 7, I noticed that I'm sharing the screen. Am I not?
Yes.
I noticed that Amazon has a cute little setup, which is what? This bar broke yesterday's low, or yesterday's bar broke under that little base. And now if we take out this bar's high, we should generate a bounce. The thing about it, I like the setup a lot right here. The thing is, we have all these overlapping candles. We have all that resistance above. So, probably not a good idea on Amazon, even though I like that setup, which is if a stock breaks support and the very next day, the bar that breaks support gets taken out, it's almost always an entry, like a re-entry, almost always. I remember the DPST, but I mean, there's not just the DPST, there's a million of these that I've seen and have done. So here it is. It's the idea is this is like truly one of my favorite entries of all time. If basically if a stock or whatever, in this case it's the DPST, breaks some good support, and then the bar that broke support, that bar the next day gets taken out, the next day, it can't be 2-3 days later, the very next day gets taken out, that's 100% of the time a re-entry or an entry. So here's the DPST, broke support, the next day that bar that broke support got taken out, the day after 42% move. But I went back to the DPST from a while ago because it's just what came to mind when I looked at the Tesla. When I looked at the Amazon chart, we see this all the time. If a stock breaks support and then the very next day that breakout, that bar that broke support gets taken out, it means it was a shakeout. So it's a re-entry 100% of the time. Okay, so what is it that I like? I have 3,800, 3,700 shares of the YMM. As a disclaimer, I'm bullish on China. I have a bunch of shares in a lot of the symbols here that I'm about to go over. I like the China stocks higher still. I have 1,000 shares of the CWeb, but we'll see. So I like the China stocks higher. So CWeb, yen, leveraged ETFs, okay? But I like them higher if we can take out yesterday's high with a stop under today's low. It's a swing entry because you're far from the 20. Longer term entries need to be at or near the 20 on the daily or the weekly or the monthly. But in this case, this would be a swing entry. So you got the YMM looks beautiful above actually Monday's high, it looks like. And then with a stop under this bar's low, yesterday's low. The yen, similar, we talked about. The TAL, maybe not, ignore the TL for now. I do have the TL also. LU as a long-term play, but we need to see it produce some follow-through. Look at the weekly on this. That's the garbage pattern that you talk about, Mike, right? So I like the LU, as a longer term play. Those are China stocks. And then back to US stocks. Tesla we talked about already. Here's a beautiful setup on the PRCH on the daily chart, but also on the monthly. Looks really pretty. So I like the PRCH long with a stop under the lows here. Let's take a look. MPW is a real estate stock. It's been basing. Look at the monthly, looks beautiful. The weekly looks even better. It just needs to take out 615, I think, like this bar's high. That's 611. So I'm waiting for it to take out 611 basically to play long. I like the MP, I believe, on the daily chart. Let's take a look at it. That's a beautiful pattern. I'm already in it. It triggered today, but hasn't gone anywhere. Stop under yesterday's low. Let's see what else. HRTX been in it since the earnings play that day. It looks really, really good longer term. That's the monthly. There's the weekly. So, some of the things that, like when I play something as an earnings play and I like it longer term, I just keep the position. So that's the HRTX. DG might be bottoming especially if you look at the monthly. I mean, that's a pretty good spot to be buying the DG, I think, on the monthly chart. Here's the weekly, doesn't look too bad, and here's the daily. So not great, but not too bad. I'm pretty sure the CVS bottomed. Do I love the base breakout? Maybe not, because it's not a tight stop, but I'm pretty sure the CVS bottomed on the monthly chart. So I like the CVS. And then the CELH, it's already too late as a 1, 2, 3. It was supposed to be over this bar's high, which is 30.93. So it's late by about 40 cents. AGNC, last symbol that I got for you, is looking really good on the monthly chart, is another real estate stock, but it likes to take its time. I mean, this is the REITs. That's what I don't like about them, is they sometimes take a long time before they get going. But I really like that monthly chart. So, figure out a way in it once the shorter term, which is the daily chart, lines up with the monthly. So I'm just waiting for a bit here until it looks better on the daily, but I like the monthly. And those are the items that I like, basically.